If cuisine were a language, Filipino food would be a rich, complex dialect spoken fluently by over 100 million people, yet still largely untranslated for the rest of the world. While Thai, Japanese, and Vietnamese restaurants have planted their flags in nearly every major city on Earth, Filipino cuisine remains curiously absent from the global mainstream. It's not for lack of flavor, it's not for lack of history, and it's certainly not for lack of passion. So what's holding it back? Why has a cuisine born from islands at the crossroads of the world, a cuisine of sour broths, savory stews, and roasted whole pigs, failed to conquer the international dining scene in the same way as its Asian neighbors? The answer is a story of colonialism, identity, migration, and a flavor profile that refuses to be simplified. And today, that story is entering its most exciting chapter yet. This is why Filipino food hasn't conquered the world yet. To understand the present, we must first look to the past. The Philippines is an archipelago of over 7,600 islands, each with its own microclimate, coastline, and culinary tradition. Before any foreign influence, the food was built on a foundation of rice, seafood, coconut, and tropical fruits. Cooking methods were simple: boiling, grilling, steaming in bamboo or banana leaves. Then came the waves of influence. 3 centuries of Spanish rule introduced tomatoes, garlic, onions, and the concept of slow-simmered stews and marinated meats. Chinese traders brought noodles, soy sauce, and the art of stir-frying and dumplings. Later, American occupation introduced canned goods, processed foods, and a taste for sweetness and convenience. This wasn't just fusion. It was a millennia-long culinary conversation. But here lies the first core paradox. Filipino food became incredibly rich and diverse internally, but externally it became hard to define. What is Filipino food? Is adobo Spanish because of its name and vinegar, or indigenous because of its cooking technique? Is pancit Chinese or Filipino? This lack of a single monolithic brand made it difficult to market abroad. The world likes its ethnic cuisines in neat, recognizable boxes. Filipino food refused to fit into one. Walk into a Thai restaurant anywhere in the world, and you expect a balance of sweet, sour, salty, and spicy. Japanese cuisine promises umami and precision. Indian food offers complex spice blends and heat. Filipino cuisine, however, operates on a different spectrum. Its hallmark is often the bold, unapologetic combination of savory, sweet, and sour, sometimes all in one dish. Consider the national favorite, sinigang. Its soul is its sourness, derived from tamarind, guava, or other sour fruits, a taste that many unfamiliar palates find challenging as a centerpiece. Then there's the ubiquitous use of fermented flavors. Bagoong, fermented shrimp paste, and patis, fish sauce, are not just condiments. They are foundational layers of flavor, providing a savory funk that can be an acquired taste. Our love for contrasting textures is another signature: the crunch of chicharron atop the softness of puto, the gelatinous bits in sisig. For a first-time visitor, it can be a sensory overload without a clear reference point. There's also a notable absence of overt upfront spice. While chili peppers exist, they are often served on the side. In a global market trained to equate Asian food with chili heat, a sour, savory, subtly sweet, and minimally spicy stew like sinigang doesn't match the expected template. Filipino food doesn't cater to the global palate. It challenges it. And for a long time, the global palate wasn't ready for the challenge. The Filipino diaspora is one of the largest and most widespread in the world. Millions of overseas Filipino workers, OFWs, have built communities from the Middle East to Europe to North America. This, you would think, would be the perfect vehicle for culinary globalization. But history took a different turn. The first major waves of Filipino migrants in the 20th century were nurses, engineers, and domestic workers professionals focused on economic survival and family support. Their goal was often assimilation, not cultural evangelism. The food they cooked was for the home, for family gatherings, for comforting taste memories. Opening a restaurant was a risky, capital-intensive endeavor, far removed from their primary mission of sending remittances back home. Furthermore, in many host countries, running a restaurant meant adapting the food to local tastes, which often meant diluting its identity, making adobo less sour, sinigang less tart. Many chose not to compromise. The result was that Filipino food became a well-kept secret, thriving in home kitchens and at community potlucks, but invisible on the main street. It was a cuisine of intimacy, not yet a cuisine of commerce. This stands in stark contrast to, say, Chinese or Italian migration. Today, the very things that were once seen as obstacles are being reframed as unique selling propositions. The lack of a single identity? It's now celebrated as the original fusion cuisine, perfectly suited for a globally connected, hybrid-loving world. The challenging, sour, and fermented flavors, they align perfectly with the modern culinary trend toward gut-healthy fermentation, tangy profiles, and umami depth. The communal, hands-on nature of eating, Kamayan boodle fights, it's the ultimate experiential dining, a direct rebuke to fast, impersonal meals. It's Instagrammable, it's fun, and it speaks to a desire for authentic connection. Even the historical narrative has shifted. The story of Filipino food is no longer just about colonization. It's about resilience, creativity, and the ability to create joy and community from whatever history provides. That's a powerful, universally resonant story. So will Filipino food conquer the world in the way pizza or sushi have? Perhaps not through sheer ubiquity of a single dish. The future looks different. It looks like sisig fries on a gastropub menu in Berlin. It looks on a high-end tasting menu in Dubai. It looks like a modern silog breakfast bowl in a cafe in Melbourne. It looks like uba lattes and calamansi muffins trending on social media. The conquest won't be a single sweeping invasion. It will be 1,000 points of light a dish. An ingredient. A flavor note at a time woven into the global culinary fabric. It will be through chefs who are proud carriers of tradition and innovators. It will be through every Filipino household abroad that finally decides to host friends and say, "This is what we eat." It will be through every video shared, every comment explaining, every curious bite taken. The goal is no longer to fit into the world's existing menu. It's to expand that menu to include our sour, our savory, our sweet, our shared, our storied flavors. The world is finally listening. The table is being set, and you are part of this story. Every view, every share, every comment that defends or explains a dish adds to the momentum. If you believe in the power of these flavors and these stories, help us amplify them. Subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. We are your deep dive into the heart of Filipino cuisine, from the history of a single vinegar and adobo, to the future being cooked up by chefs across the globe. Our next videos will break down the dishes that are leading this charge, and you won't want to miss it. Now we turn to you, because this conversation is only as rich as the community having it. In the comments below, tell us, what is the one Filipino dish you are a missionary for? The one you make for friends, the one you dream of seeing in every city? Is it the comforting sour soup of sinigang? The crispy, sizzling joy of sisig? The sweet haunt of lech flan? Tell us your pick and why. Your passion is the blueprint for the future. And if this video gave you a new perspective, please share it. Share it with a food-loving friend. Share it with someone who's never tried Filipino food. Share it with a fellow Filipino who takes pride in our kitchen. Let's build this wave together. Salamat for watching. Remember, the most lasting conquests are not made by armies but by shared meals. The world is ready for its next great flavor. Let's show them what we've got.